After looking into fluoride for about a week, it took me a long time to try to narrow down a point of view because there's so many different rabbits that come from this litter that it's quite overwhelming. So I think I found an angle though it's pretty much mind blowing. Let's run with this here. We're going to talk about fluoride. Fluoride's the only chemical that is added to water, drinking water, for the sole purpose of medication. It's to prevent tooth decay. Now, one of the side effects of too much fluoride is dental fluorosis. Now, they say that dental fluorosis only happens to children, but of course, there is a thing called skeletal fluorosis that occurs. And you've heard of older people, falling down and breaking a hip. Well, it turns out that they break their hip first and then fall down due to fluoride deteriorating their bone mass. I found some startling things here about fluoride, and I advise you to sit down, buckle up, and get ready to have your mind blown. Literally, this is going to be quite shocking. So let's run with it here. I'll shore things up with some .govs, and then I'm going to roll some footage that'll also set your mind on fire. So, welcome to Experimental Vaccines. Here we go. Well, you guessed it, like the title of the video here, we're going to be talking about how fluoride affects the development of your brain. And here, sure enough, on a .gov, the EPA site, building a database of developmental neurotoxins. So they have a list over here of 400 compounds that they know cause your brain not to develop properly. Okay? And the ones we're going to look at are the substantial evidence, okay, from reports from more than one laboratory. Let's scroll over to that list here on the side. Brace yourself. Chemicals with substantial evidence of developmental neurotoxicity. Alphabetized, and sure enough, right there, fluoride. On the list. So, before we leave this page, you can see here aspartame is also on the list. We did a video on that with phenylalanine and methanol. It is like incrementalist. Every little action they do makes sure that you're going to be some type of consumer for the big pharma industry. So let's keep moving forward here. We're going to go to another site. I think you'll find this interesting. All right, this is the point of no return. We're lighting the fuse, and I'm going to show you something that's going to be quite startling. You see, the rest of the world doesn't agree with the United States, and they feel that fluoride's a poison because it's listed on all types of products as a poison. And it's even listed in the UK Poison Act of 1974, I believe. Well, here, look on the Fluoride Action Network. It's a .org site. We find a study that they did. They did some studies in China, Iran, India, a lot of other places. And this study particularly focused on giving children fluoridated water and how it affects their IQs. Remember, the EPA already confessed to us that it's a developmental neurotoxin. So you can see here in their study, the aim, we investigated the effect of chronic high fluoride exposure on children's intelligence. And the conclusion, based on the findings, the chronic exposure of high levels of fluoride can be one of the factors that influence intellectual development, basically making you stupid. Okay, we can see here in the study, the water fluoride levels in these studies ranged from 0.88 to 9.4 ppms, or parts per million. Now remember, the parts per million is going to get quite interesting here in a second. Right? So let's shore things up with another .gov, and like I said, the fuse is lit. Prepare to have your mind blown. Well, here we are on the EPA.gov, the Environmental Pollution Agency. Wait a minute, I got those darn glasses on. You guys ever seen the movie They Live? Whew, you put them glasses on, you start seeing things for what they really are. Anyway, let's keep chasing this rabbit here. Basic information about regulated drinking water contaminants. So right off the bat, the EPA is confessing to us that they consider fluoride a contaminant. It's all about levels, right? Now, let's not forget that fluoride's put in the water as a form of medication. Okay, so here we have maximum contaminant level, 4 parts per million. In 1 liter, 4 parts per million. Now, first off, how do they regulate the amount of water that people consume? Because every time I've got a prescription, it's always had how many pills I take and how many milligrams are in each pill. You know, it's pretty specific. So now we're on top of the roller coaster, and we're getting ready to make the plunge. Okay, thanks for staying with me this long. Here we go. Prepare to have your mind blown. Keep in your mind the number, these 4 parts per million and 9 parts per million, and how they affect people's IQs, because this is just staggering. Here we go. Let the confessions begin. The CDC, the Center for Disease Creation and Proliferation. I'm still wearing those glasses. You can see here they're connected to the Masons. I pointed this out before, but there's 13 rays there in their little logo, like 13 steps on their pyramid, you know. This is community water fluoridation, and I just want to first point out here fluoride toothpaste. Concentrations of fluoride in toothpaste sold in the United States range from 1,000 to 1,500 parts per million. Remember the study that concluded that you had a lowering of your IQ, and that was on 9 parts per million? What do you think this stuff's doing to you? And look under the use here. Fluoride in toothpaste is taken up directly by the dental plaque and dematerialized enamel, and also increases the concentration of fluoride in saliva. Now, why is this important? Because first off, you've got 1,000 to 1,500 parts per million of fluoride in your mouth, now in your saliva, and underneath your tongue, that's called sublingual. That's how you can dose medication, by taking a liquid form underneath your tongue. And we swallow about 1 liter of saliva every day. So if that didn't do it, let's keep rolling down here. Go ahead and read the other ones, but I'm going to go right to the kicker. Fluoride varnish. Varnishes are available as sodium fluoride. Concentrations 22,600 parts per million. Listen to the use. High concentration fluoride varnish is painted by dental or other healthcare professionals directly onto the teeth. 22,600 parts per million. That's where my mind went, kaboom, hello, blew up. So, anyway, let's head over to one more thing. I just want to shore things up, because there are things you can do. You can get some test units to test for this stuff, okay? So, let me make one more disclosure, and we'll head over to my website here, and I'll talk to you about it over there. One of the reasons that the test kits are so important is because I'd also discovered that bottled water also contains fluoride. It seems as though any of our food that gets processed with public water supplies is going to have fluoride in it. So one of the things you can do to protect your home is you can get some filters for your tap. That way you can stop spending so much money on bottled water, since there's no way to regulate the amount of fluoride in the bottled water. I told you that was all going to be shocking. Wait till you see this next footage here. Now, I want to make a disclosure first and let you know that I know that's not fluoride causing what you're about to see in this footage, but it lets you know exactly where the regulatory agencies are willing to let things get to before they even say something's wrong, because they've told these people that there's nothing wrong here. So, enjoy.
Oh, yeah, I saw it go up for a second.
Yeah. We'll just give it a second here. Whoa. That's the best I've done. I smell hair. Oh, damn. Can I try it? Yeah. Shall we get that in the frame?
I drink this water.
That one was kind of spooky. That even surprised me. And I've been liking that water quite a bit.
It's really upsetting, actually.
Yeah.
You know, it's not supposed to do that.
Now, if you're going to watch that movie Gasland, prepare to cry, because that movie will break your heart. And apparently that's all about the gas, the fracking that's going on. The big oil has decided to pump a bunch of chemicals into the ground to extract the natural gas, and all those chemicals have leached into our water table. Wonderful. Not to veer too far off the topic, though. When it comes to fluoride, folks, I suggest you get some non-fluoridated toothpaste. That's a place to start, because 1,000 to 1,500 ppm, parts per million, that's like 3,500 times the dosage for the recommended Environmental Pollution Agency's 4 parts per million in a liter. And I know we're not swallowing large amounts of toothpaste, but I did have some friends that were alcoholics, and they consumed lots of toothpaste as a form of breath control, like keeping the odor down, you know? I mean, like a tube. I've seen a guy completely suck a whole tube of toothpaste down. All right? So anyway, look out for yourself, folks. Be careful. Look into some of the filters. Get yourself a test kit just to find out. I'll leave links below. And if you want to find out more about fluoride in your water, I have a big long blog on my website underneath this. If you're watching it on a different link on YouTube or one of the other channels, click the button below, come to my website, find out all the information. I have links to everything that I've shown you. And most of all, just be aware and spread the truth. Fight the New World Order.